Okay, so the Warriors over the last week, 2-2. They lose at Phoenix, they lose at the Clippers, and then get wins at home against Brooklyn, and then they go up to Portland and get the win there. 12 and 14, 11th in the West. This coming games this week are Tuesday versus Boston, Friday versus Washington, Saturday versus Portland, and then Monday at Denver on Christmas Day. Uh, so I guess the thing we really need to talk about with the Warriors is Draymond Green.
Yep.
Uh, he got a flagrant two penalty for taking, just flailing wildly and just catching Yusuf Nurkic. It's led to an indefinite suspension. The suspension is reported today going to be a minimum of 3 weeks, while Draymond is in counseling. So I guess this has been building for a while with Draymond. I mean, like he's kind of like he does have a history of getting himself in trouble. There was like even like back in the playoffs in like 2017, there's or 2016, the incident with LeBron. Uh, he ends up getting suspended for a game in the finals, and that ends up costing us the 2016 title. Yeah, so it goes back way back there. It's we've seen little incidents like this happen, including earlier this year when he got a 5 game suspension. And I think the NBA has kind of had enough of his on the court foolishness at this point, and it's not helping the team anymore. The team is 2 games under 500, and it's a direct result of him not being able to be on the court. And he's already missed 5 games, and now he's missing extended time after this incident as well. And yeah, I don't know, guys. Is it time to cut bait with Draymond? I guess that's where we're going.
Ooh.
Is it time?
Um, Problem is that you got to find a suitor to trade him. And I don't know who's going to take him other than I hear Dallas might be interested. Which I think he would be a great fit over there. But you got to take on that contract. It was a 4-year, $100 million contract. So I think that's probably the biggest caveat in this whole situation is who's going to take that contract. For a guy who really isn't an offensive threat, he's there for defense. You know what I mean? So is it time to cut bait with Draymond? I think the organization says no because there's not many organizations that can handle the complexities and what Draymond does, as far as on the court, that I think most teams would have cut him a long time ago. So I think the Warriors just have this sense of agreement with him. My opinion, I think it is time to cut bait, but I don't think the organization's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, I don't
he's
think you
making
can,
yeah.
for the reasons outlined by, Tyler is the trade. You're not just going to cut him. You're not just going to let him walk the street and go to another team that can use him. Like he could just walk on over to the Lakers. Like you're not going to
Exactly.
just allow that. So I don't think they're going to trade him. I don't think he's going to be kicked off the roster. I think now, I think Steve Kerr has talked about this. It's just there's always been a little bit of edge to the guy, if you want to call it that. And now it's just gone to a whole other level with the violence, with punching of Jordan Poole, the Rudy Gobert situation, and now where we're at right now. And I think on the other side of it too is like, you know, uh, I think some of these players know that they can get under Draymond's skin and get that out of him. And I think some of the talk afterward, after the game, is also. I think that this conversation is adding fuel to the flame to a degree.
Sure.
With these national conversations and players talking about it, and like Yusuf Nurkic, oh, that brother needs help. I just think you're gonna hear more when he comes back. This is gonna happen again, and I do think there's a little bit of refing Draymond differently, but to enough's enough. Like the violence, enough's enough. So it's it's a slippery slope, you know, because he's done some great things. We've seen him do some great things on the court, be the decision maker and running this offense with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Like he's essentially the point guard, you know, while these other guys are running around shooting the ball. So he's important part of this team's past success. And this year he's having a pretty damn good year. He's arguably the second best Warrior on the team when you look at it as a whole when he's on the court.
Sure.
You know, we know that there's been issues with Andrew Wiggins and Thompson, you know, hot and cold streaks. So I don't know, man. It's just a very complex situation, but I hope whatever plan they set out for Draymond is going to work. It's going to help him. I don't know if you can change in 2 to 3 weeks, but we'll see. You know, we'll see what's going to happen. I just hope for the best for him. If there is something going on mentally, emotionally, I just hope that, you know, he is getting the help he needs. If there really is something like that going on in his life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else we can really add to the conversation. This is a conversation that's been happening. Like, you know, a lot of people have been talking about this. Then there's all kinds of, you know, like, what do you say at this point? He's being suspended. It's extended suspension at this point, and
so
I need him to get help. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this: would you get rid of Draymond in the offseason when it's more likely you can offload him? And where would it stop? Would you just
well, I'm looking at the contract right
now, because you can trade Chris Paul in January.
You would have to trade Chris Paul before the season ends because he could easily
Right.
opt out of a contract.
Right.
Yeah,
So
Draymond's got he's got 2 full years after this and a player option, 3rd year after this season still remaining on this contract. So it's damn near unmovable at this point as well, like you said. But I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it's tough to know. I wish I had a better answer. This is he definitely.
I guess what I'm asking
is,
do you start tearing down the current gen of the Warriors and moving off of this era? And you know what I'm saying is offloading Klay, getting rid of Draymond, and then putting a new surrounding cast for Curry.
That answer is a definite yes for me.
Yeah,
but on the contingencies that the Warriors don't make the playoffs, like at all, which is probably unlikely. You know, I think they kind of fall. I mean, you got to be, you know, one of the 8 teams, right? So, I mean, I think they're gonna make it, you know, but if they don't make it, yeah, it's definitely a teardown for sure. I mean, you can't. You're wasting. These are valuable time that you're getting for Curry that you just don't get for players at his age. Like LeBron and Curry, like what's happening right now doesn't happen. This is an anomaly. So you're wasting whatever precious time you still have left with Curry in the tank. So yeah, definitely, I would rebuild it if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah. If you can, you got to find somebody to take on the contract. If you can, yeah, I agree. Like and I don't even know if making the playoffs is enough. I expect, you know, if they make the Western Conference Finals, then you still have the argument that you can hold it together and maybe just tinker around the edges. But we kind of saw this at the end of the Chicago Bulls run in the 90s, right? Like they talked about it on The Last Dance, how they, you know, they just won a championship in 97, and then they tried to, you know, they held it together for one more year before blowing it all up. And it's just everything is kind of riding on Steph Curry still being an elite player, which he still is. But
absolutely,
he's a lot closer to the end than he is to the beginning. So
yeah,
got to make use of it.